I made a balance video and my thoughts on the current balance of the game a couple of days ago, but I need to follow up on that. And now this video will be my gateway to do so. The game sucks! And I'm going to tell you why. First of all, this is one of the League of Legends metas where you have the least agency of the outcome of your game. Meaning how well you do and your own personal performance has little to no impact. And what really matters is which team has the worst dumbass on their team. And that's just a terrible plan for a team game. What you want to see and what you want to have fun with is the strong, early impacting champions take over the game, using their individual mechanical skill. And by being mechanically better than the enemy players, they should be allowed to win the game. Instead, nowadays, it is much more difficult to snowball a lead on your own, create a significant advantage to win the game by yourself, and usually you're going to get outscaled by the enemy team. Or some dumbass on your team will just be trying to forfeit and run it down. Having no agency or having no control over the game and not being rewarded for being mechanically better than the enemy team is probably the worst way to have fun in a game. Maybe that wasn't the best way to put it, but you probably get what I'm trying to say. They should bring back hard snowballing characters and reward people who are mechanically more skilled and talented. There's so many Smolder players, so many Scion Orin players, Senna players, Kassadin player, Kill players, and they all go barely punished. Because first of all, even if you do punish them, one of your teammates might just be so bad that the game gets stalled out anyways and they just hit their items and it'll be extremely difficult to win. Because you need to recover for them, recover the game state, recover your team, cover your teammates so that they don't feed more, etc., etc. The game is just not fun to play like this, and what worries me is that they don't have any plans to change it anytime soon, at least. Riot Froxen, in my last video, I mentioned that his tweet, he said that he was acting quite surprised by the negative feedback by the community, saying that they thought the game was too balanced. The game is not too balanced. You guys actually haven't done anything significant with the game in 2 or 3 years. You're not balancing anything. Making like a 1% adjustment to champions every 2 weeks isn't balancing anything. Adding an autocon to the Rift isn't balancing the game at all. They're changing the game a teeny tiny bit every patch, acting like they're doing any significant thing to the game. No. Bring me back to when champions could do damage early and are rewarded for outplaying the enemy team. Bring me back to when the best Ezreal player ever could just take over the game by himself. One of the most mechanically difficult champions. Nidalee, Lee Sin, Zed, Qiyana, some more difficult champions. Aurelia, Jax. I love seeing good players being rewarded for champions they're good at. Even Fiora. You're telling me that the boring, super boring tank champions, Scion, Ornn, Tahm Kench, these champions just by themselves are better than champions like Camille, Fiora, Riven? This is not a good meta. This is a boring to watch meta. Let me see champions where there's outplay potential in, not just like scale to late game, scale for a team fight. Bring back split push meta. Riot makes these changes and they don't know how they're impacting the game. They don't know what people want. They're completely lost. And I'm not surprised that they're completely lost. They've made changes that have been bad for the game for years on end. And I feel bad for the community because you invest so much time into a thing, a champion, a lane, an item. For example, the Baus plays Lethality Scion and he gets Scion nerfed like 3 different times. He's been passing and learning Scion for years on end. He practically invented that playstyle, right? Riot sees it, doesn't like it, even though it's fun, interesting, and fun to watch. They decide it's not good for the game, and their so-called balancing just removes it from the game entirely. Why? Why would you do that? It was something fun to watch, something entertaining, and you remove that from the game. Your job must be so easy as a writer. Anytime you see something interesting, you just delete it. AP, W Max Lucian, nerf it. Lethality Xayah, delete from the game. What's crazy is, even though they delete Lethality Xayah from the game, Lethality Sivir, they still keep Lethality Varus in the game. What's the point? It's the same thing. Keep both of them in the game. What's the difference? If you thought Lethality Sivir, Lethality Xayah was so unhealthy for the game, why did you keep Lethality Varus in the game as well? Senna, let's put her. Initially, they made Senna an ADC, right? And people like Reckless got super good at Senna ADC. And then they deleted her from the meta completely. Everybody who played Senna ADC was now basically wasted all their time because Senna was now made into a support or made just to be basically unplayable at all. Until very recently, until a couple of months ago, where they buffed her so that she could be played as an ADC once again. Tahm Kench. Now he used to be an incredible top laner, very strong. I hated playing against him, to be honest. But why did they remove him from the top lane? People have invested time and their energy into learning Tahm Kench's top, and they just removed him from the top lane at all. They just don't have respect for the League community and the League player base. They're so lost on what the community wants, and I'm not surprised. They have some dude called Riot Freak leading their balance team. Thank you, bro. If anybody knows anything about Riot Freak, that guy is just known for shitting on the community continuously. He's like a pirate software of the balance team, basically. Will never admit to anything wrong and has a massive ego. There are plenty of negative stories about him. I don't need to say them, or maybe I will in a later video. But yeah, this is what is frustrating me a lot about how the direction the game is going these days. Thank you for listening. And I'm sorry I didn't upload a video yesterday. I'll try better. I was kind of sick and tired yesterday. Alright, see you guys on the next one.